Well, folks, grab your coffee and pull up a chair, because we're diving into a red-hot mess here on Nebraska News Radio. The talk of the town and every small-town diner from Scottsbluff to Norfolk is Jeffrey P. Gold, the president of the University of Nebraska System. Since he took over, this Brooklyn City Slickers got folks riled up, a skin, some mighty big questions. Who is this guy? What's he really up to? And why is he making decisions that feel like a slap in the face to Nebraska's good OL country values? This is a developing story, and we're going to lay it out plain and simple digital radio style, with a whole lot of criticism and questions from everyday Nebraskans who ain't buying what Gold's selling. Now, Gold's supposed to be steering our university, Lincoln, Omaha, Kearney, and the medical center, where our kids go to learn and our future gets shaped. But listen up, folks, this fella's got people scratching their heads. They say he's got the personality of a wet fence post, monotone, reading off scripts like some bored lawyer, looking like he'd rather be anywhere but here. I seen more life in a sack of feed corn, said O.L. Hank, a farmer out in Custer County. Why is this guy acting like he's just punching a clock while messing with our state? And that's just the start. Locals are calling him creepy and a corporate stooge, wondering why New York outsiders got the keys to Nebraska's pride and joy. So what's got folks so fired up? Let's start with Gold's decisions, which feel like they're straight out of some big city playbook. He's pushing all this diversity, equity, and inclusion stuff, DEI they call it, and back in 2021, he fought against banning critical race theory in our schools. Why is he trying to shove this woke garbage on us? Asked Mary, a schoolteacher in Grand Island. This is Nebraska, not New York. We don't need that nonsense here. Then there's his time running the medical center, where he pushed CDC rules during COVID, ignorant folks who wanted Nebraska to do things our way. He acted like we couldn't think for ourselves, fumed Joe, a truck driver in North Platte. Who's he taking orders from, us or some global health bigwigs? And don't get me started on agriculture, the heart of our state. Gold's overseeing the university's AG programs, which are all in on GMO corn. You know, that lab-made stuff sprayed with chemicals that's taking over our fields. Locals say it's ruining the soil and making folks sick, all to line the pockets of big shots like Monsanto. This fella don't know a tractor from combine, said Betty, a Dawson County rancher. Why is a heart surgeon deciding what's best for our farms? Is he just a yes man for them corporate types? Good question, Betty. Wise Gold, with no farm know-how, pushing policies that hurt Nebraska's breadbasket. Now here's where it gets real fishy, folks. Digging into Gold's past, we're finding more questions than answers. Born in Brooklyn in '52, he went to fancy schools like Cornell and worked at big shot hospitals. But who is he, really? His life's like a locked barn. No word on his family's roots, his faith, nothing. What's this guy hiding? Asked Tom, a mechanic in Kearney. You don't just show up in Nebraska and keep your past a secret. Then there's this. In 2023, the Jewish Federation of Omaha gave him some big award, calling him a Jewish leader. They only give that to Jewish folks, and his last name, Gold, screams big city Jewish roots. But he won't say a peep about it. No church, no synagogue, no nothing. If he's Jewish, fine, but why is he dodging the question? Wondered Sally, a nurse in Lincoln. What's he so scared of? That Jewish Federation thing's got folks talking. 2. They're tied to groups sending money to Israel. And some are skin if Gold's loyalties ain't with Nebraska, but somewhere overseas. Is he running our university for us or for some foreign agenda? Asked Earl, a feed store owner in Columbus. No proof Gold said anything about Israel, but his silence ain't helping. Why won't he clear the air? And how'd he even get this job? The university's bigwigs, folks like Tim Clare, Jim Pillen, and that Pete Ricketts fella, put him in charge, first at the medical center in 2014, then as president this year. Did they even check who this guy is? Asked Clara, a diner waitress in Norfolk. Or are they in on some deal with city slickers like Ricketts, who's cozy with them Berkshire Hathaway types? Gold's got his hands in too many pies, 2 Greater Omaha Chamber, some medical bigwig groups, you name it. How's he got time to run our university when he's hobnobbing with all these fancy folks? Asked Ray, a welder in Ogallala. His chamber work pushes more of that DI stuff, and some say he's steering university money to corporate cronies. Is he selling out Nebraska to big business? Wondered Jenny, a mom in Fremont. And them AG policies. Could they be tied to that Jewish Federation's support for fancy Israeli farm tech? Why is our university playing ball with global schemes instead of looking out for our farmers? Asked Dale, a grain hauler in York. Folks, the questions just keep piling up. Who picked this outsider to run our university? Why is he hiding his past like a fox in a henhouse? Is he pushing woke policies and GMO crops to please corporate fat cats or some globalist crowd? What's with his Jewish ties, and why is he mum on it? This ain't about him being Jewish. It's about trust, said Martha, a librarian in Hastings. We need a leader who's one of us, not some New Yorker reading scripts for who knows who. The folks who hired him, Regents and Ricketts, ain't saying much either. Are they asleep at the wheel or are they part of the fix? Asked Bob, a retiree in Beatrice. Here at Nebraska News Radio, we're keeping our ear to the ground as this story heats up. Nebraskans deserve a university president who fights for our kids, our farms, and our way of life, not some detached suit with a shady past. So let's get loud, folks. Ask the Regents, who is Jeffrey Gold, really? What's he hiding? And why is he making choices that feel like a betrayal of everything Nebraska stands for? We'll keep digging for the truth, so stay tuned to your trusty digital dial for the latest on this mess.